but I'm all about the NFL and fire Eberflus, lose, Loose.
Well, your boy is becoming national news now. Before it's just you coming on here talking about Chicago Bears football. It's looking like it's coming down to national news because on a national outlet today, they was asking Caleb Williams, did he have confidence in his coach? I sent you a tag in one of those things I've seen, and it said the same thing. I was asking for your opinion. I don't know if you got around to it yet, but it looks like that's something the rest of the country is looking at. And the last thing I saw with Eberflus, he says he's going to change some things coming up this week. Now,
Right. Well, so he has a Monday show. He comes on the local um, radio show, and he was having major phone problems. They're like, well, all right, we're going to put him on hold. We'll see if we get better connection. Then he came on, and he was talking. I mean, it sounded like, and they're like, all right, we're going to try again. Then he came back, and he sounded like he was in a hall, open hall. There's an echo. I mean, bad connection. And then when they asked him, I asked you last week, was it crisis mode? And you're like, no, it's not a crisis. Well, what do you call this? And then he was like, well, and then he just dropped. And they're like, your phone. I'm trying to remember the exact
his
quote,
phone is faking it.
but it was something like, your phone connection is as bad as the offense. And
Man,
it seemed to me like he didn't want to deal with it. I'm not going to say he purposely, but he didn't call back. He wasn't going to answer the question the way they wanted it. But he actually said, they asked him, are they going to get a new play caller? He said, we are still evaluating the situation. What is there to evaluate? You now have a below 500 record. You got dominated by the Patriots. You only managed one field goal yesterday. You haven't scored a touchdown in 3 games, and you're still evaluating. That's why I say fire Eberflus.
now they may have to fire him after the season. As you said last week, they hadn't fired anyone during the season for at least as long as you can remember, probably throughout the entire franchise history.
Oh, the Bears never have fired
Yeah,
during the
so they
season.
never have. So if they never have fired anybody, chances are they won't start doing it right now. They'll just eat this loss, know they still have a rookie to build around, and hope that rookie can improve with a new coach. But is that rookie really good, or is there something to build with, or can only a new coach do it?
I mentioned it before. Last week I said he regressed. I think he even regressed further this week. There was a play, it was 3rd and 4, something. They were at the 30. It was 3-0. They were only down 3 points. And I said, all right, don't get sacked and get knocked out of field goal range. What happens? He gets sacked at the 40 to get knocked out of field goal range. And somebody asked me about him. I said he has $1 million arm and apparently has a 2 cent head. I don't know. I don't want that to be my final analysis of him. I don't want to condemn him as being dumb, as being an actual idiot. But his play on the field right now leads me to say those things.
Now, are there bad play calls, or is he making play calls bad because he's not executing or not taking the open guy that may be a short play guy?
It's a combination. There's one play, and Moose Johnston, he pointed it out. DeAndre Swift is open and he's looking at him. No, it's not. He's not open for a 15-yard gain, but he's open for a 4 or 5. And if he breaks a tackle, maybe he makes it 10 or 12. But he looks the other way. That guy's not open. Then he gets sacked. We've been saying it. Take the check down. Take the check down. He's not. And yesterday he was very inaccurate. They had like a 3rd and 3. He's supposed to hit DJ Moore on an out, and he threw it like 4 yards to his right and 3 yards short. No way DJ Moore could even make a play on it. And then we find out today there was a 3rd and 2, and he calls a quick pass to DJ Moore. Keenan Allen totally missed. I can't even say he missed the block. He looked confused, didn't know who to block. And the guy he was supposed to block went and made the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. And then watching it live, I was like, here we go again, throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage. But today we find out Justin, it's not
The
Justin Fields.
ghost.
Caleb right. But it's starting to merge into the same thing. Caleb called that play. He's like, okay, I don't know if this run's going to work. I'll call this. He checked out of it. And everyone says the run play was open. He should not have checked out of it. So it's a combination poor play calling, bad checks at the line, not taking the check down, poor throws. I mean, it's the whole ball of wax,
It's too early to call him a bust. So
right?
can you just chalk this up, at least right now, this late in the season, as just growing pains for a rookie? We've seen growing pains before. We've seen it with Peyton Manning with a whole bunch of interceptions. I'm not going to even really mention Jameis Winston because of his interceptions, because he's still doing the same thing now. But just looking at past quarterbacks and how they've thrown those interceptions, they've looked clueless at times, but then they get it right. Right now, it seems like he's not getting it right. This kind of thing has been happening a little bit more consistently lately, and he hasn't fixed it, and it hasn't even come close to being fixed. It's a player deal and a coaching deal. The coach is pretty much as good as gone after this season, unless something that drastically changes. And as you mentioned last week, this is the hard part of the schedule. They did not capitalize on the easier part earlier.
Right. They have 6 games within their division and they have the 49ers. I would not be surprised if they lose all of those games. If they
Man,
go
so now
0-7, like I don't know how you can justify not firing him during the season because they've already lost 3. If they lose
mhm,
the next 3, that's
that would
6 in
be
a row.
10.
Like, right? How do you justify not firing him? How does he get to keep his job? I don't know.
I don't know, not embarrassing him. And what's the other option? Having someone else on the staff pick up where he left off and continue to do it, having someone different at the end of the season, losing these games instead of him losing these games. And Caleb Williams, 120 yards, barely completing 50% of his passes. The only real positive is that he didn't throw any interceptions, even though he did throw the ball 32 times or 30 times.
So what I saw in the facility today, James Jones is saying he must be wanting or waiting for guys to be open by 2 yards or 3 yards.
Like
He
college.
says you're not going to find guys open like that. You got to throw the ball and let your guys make plays. And you can say he hasn't been throwing a lot of interceptions. Well, maybe that's because he's not really throwing the balls in situations. He would take a sack before he throws an interception. But if he gives the guys a chance to make plays, maybe they get more first downs. Maybe they can actually score a touchdown. But he's not throwing guys open, and he's not trusting his guys to make plays neither. So I
Wow.
don't know. He made one really good throw yesterday. He threaded the needle. He put it right in the breadbasket. I'm trying to remember who the receiver was, but it was a really good throw. It had a lot of zip on it. I was like, there you go. That's a good throw, Caleb. But that was the only throw the whole game.
Mm. So now you look at how he's playing. You look at another fellow rookie and Drake May, how he played for the Patriots. Probably not a whole lot better, but one touchdown, one interception. You don't want to see that, but the win is what's important. A road win at that, which is difficult in the NFL, especially with the Patriots not being that good of a team roster wise. If you looked at it on paper, Chicago has the better offense, has the better defense, it has the better overall team, but they found a way to
You
lose
would
at
think.
home. You would like to believe, but the Chicago Bears have so many things to fix on this team in such a short period of time with so much of the season pretty much behind them now. Looking forward, they got to do much better.